Sydney are a very well-drilled unit. They're throughout their club. They've got a great culture and they play the game, play the percentages. They're not unlike a few of the better teams in the competition that I've been used to being part of, and certainly you learn some lessons playing against them. I think our reserves, I thought we were well in the game for the majority of it. In fact, in the second quarter we started to take control of it. Sydney kicked the last 5 of that half and got a lead they probably shouldn't have had by half-time the way our guys had gone, I thought. On the back of that, a poor last quarter where we got run over really, 8 goals to 4. But I really thought that our method and our process on the weekend, defensively and offensively, was a lot better. What we didn't do, which Sydney did, was finish our work. We just didn't quite finish with the last handball, last kick hitting a target. They got goals on turnover, and the better team is the one who takes advantage of the opposition's errors most of the time. It's good to see him start to get his hand on the footy. He's starting to take some marks around the ground. He's got a big body too and big frame, and he probably just hasn't learnt to really use that in terms of his contest, and then in terms of his ability to run. He's quite an athlete too if he wants to be, so I think he's starting to get there, and he had his best game for the club, which is good. Aaron Hall is definitely a player who just looks like an AFL player at the NAFL level, and he probably got a hold of a lot of footy, but unfortunately at about 60 to 70% effectiveness, he just kept giving the ball back a little bit. But the stuff that he did do when he did have the footy and used it well was at AFL standard, I think. And Sam Miles continues to improve on a few things we've challenged him with. He played a bit of a small forward role as well as up on the wing a bit and in the midfield, and it really looked likely in those areas, and he had to do a couple of roles for us as well on a couple of dangerous Sydney players, and did those for the team, which I thought was a new box for him to tick. But I think the reserves are on a well-earned break in a way. There'll soon be a few guys pushing, hopefully, for the last couple of games in the seniors to round off the season. But certainly I think the NAFL has a good way of giving you 3 buys during the year, particularly with a young squad, and the rest of the teams are pretty young anyway. So I think it works well. I think our guys will get a rest, and then we'll try and win one of our last 2 games and hopefully play in the finals.